Hi, everyone. My name is Lori Spanbauer, and I'm going to be addressing question number one, which is what approach or what strategy did you implement that you felt was successful? So there were a lot of things that I thought were really good and really successful and will be very beneficial. But the one that I chose to talk about today is making my syllabus more user friendly, more student friendly. Because to be honest, it was one of the easiest things to do and one of the least time consuming things to do. And I think even though it was easy and not time consuming, I think it's going to make a huge difference for my students. So the way that I made sure that my syllabi were more user friendly, I did it in kind of three stages. So I'll just talk about those three stages. The first stage was I went through my current syllabi, or the ones that I have been using, and I looked for pronouns that could be changed to be less formal. So I changed the student, the instructor, the professor to you and me or I. So instead of saying the instructor that the instructor expects you to check in every week, I used language like I invite you to check in with me every week. So I changed the pronoun. You'll also notice that I changed another word there that was just kind of formal and kind of stern, and I used invite instead. That even just changing the pronouns made a difference in the way it read and the tone of the syllabus. Then I went back through and I looked for any words that seemed stern or cold, not very inviting, and tried to change those as well. So, for instance, I looked for words like I expect, you are required, those kinds of more stern language, more formal language that seems not very welcoming and seems kind of cold. So I looked for some of those and changed those to I invite, I encourage, I'd like to suggest instead of I expect, I require, and some of those other words. So the tone changes a little bit in that I am, it read to me as though I was sort of reducing that hierarchical relationship. So professor student, and I hopefully made it where we're just partners in the learning process. And so the use of a little bit more friendly words and language, I think, helped level the playing field instead of I, as the professor, expect, require, and you, the student, are down here. Felt like it made things a little bit more, put us all on a little bit more equal playing field. The third thing I did was to go through the syllabus and look for any words or phrases that seemed very academic, or that used a lot of academic jargon, or just words that might be just not familiar to our students, or at least not as familiar to them as they are to us as instructors. So I went through and I looked for those as well. Also, any not just academic jargon, but any college related words or phrases that we use within the college, but that students might not have heard before. So I looked for those as well. And when I could change the word or the phrase, I did. When I couldn't, and there were some instances where we have particular policies that we have to talk about in our syllabus. So some of those I couldn't really change the language too much. But if there were occasions when I could change the word or the phrase, I did. When in the situations where I couldn't change the word or the phrase, or I didn't want to because it was a good word, I might have inserted one sentence that kind of explained what the phrase was or what the word was. So those are the three things I did to make my syllabus more user-friendly, more student-friendly, and I think it really does make it more warm and welcoming. And I want students to feel the hospitality that I'm offering them in the classroom. I really want them to feel welcome. And I think the syllabus editing and revising to use that student-friendly language is really a great way to make my students feel more welcomed into the classroom. Thank you.